Welcome to MathemaTalks. In this video tutorial, we will be discussing the properties of operations on integers. Let's get started. First, closure property. Closure property holds for addition and multiplication. Second, commutative property. Third, associative property. Fourth, distributive property. Fifth, identity property, additive identity, and multiplicative identity. And last, inverse property, additive inverse and multiplicative inverse.
Closure property. Two integers that are added and multiplied remains as integers. The set of integers is closed under addition and multiplication.
Closure property of integers under addition. The sum of any two integers will always be an integer. If x and y are any two integers, x plus y will be an integer. Closure property of integers under multiplication. Any two integers product will be an integer. If x and y are any two integers, xy will be an integer.
Example 1. 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. 3 is an integer. Second, 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. 6 is an integer. So that is what we call closure property under addition. Example 2. 5 times 7 is equals to 35. Next, negative 4 times positive 7 is equals to negative 28. Both are integers. So that is what we call closure property under multiplication.
The commutative property. Changing the order of two numbers that are either being added or multiplied does not change the value. X plus y is equals to y plus x, and x times y is equals to y times x.
Examples. 5 plus 21 is equal to 21 plus 5. Since 5 plus 21 is equal to 26, and also 21 plus 5 is equal to 26, changing the order of the addends does not change the sum, that is commutative property of addition. Next, 7 plus 2 is equals to 2 plus 7. Since 7 plus 2 is equals to 9, and also 2 plus 7 is equal to 9, again, changing the order of the addends does not change the sum, that is commutative property of addition. Next, 2 times 3 is equals to 3 times 2. If you multiply 2 and 3 is equals to 6. If you multiply 3 and 2, we have 6 also. Next, 6 times 4 is equals to 4 times 6. If you multiply 6 and 4 is equal to 24, and if you multiply 4 and 6 is equals to 24 also. So, two integers can multiply in any order, and that is commutative property of multiplication. Note, subtraction and division are not commutative.
Associative property. Changing the grouping of numbers that are either being added or multiplied does not change its value. The quantity of x plus y plus z is equals to x plus quantity of y plus z. The quantity of x times y times z is equal to x times quantity of y times z. The following examples show how the associative property of addition and multiplication can be used.
Examples. The quantity 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equals to 2 plus quantity of 3 plus 4. So, remember, if we have operations inside parentheses, you have to do this first. So, we have on the left 2 plus 3, that is 5, and we will add 4. 5 plus 4 is equals to 9, and the other side, 3 plus 4 is inside the parentheses, so we have 7 plus 2, or 2 plus 7 is equal to 9. Another example, the quantity 12 plus 5 plus 9 is equal to 12 plus quantity of 5 plus 9. So, remember, if we have operations inside parentheses, you have to do this first. So we have on the left 12 plus 5, that is 17, and we will be added 9. 17 plus 9 is equal to 26. And the other side, 5 plus 9 is inside the parentheses, so we have 14 plus 12 is equal to 26. If three integers are multiplied, it makes no difference whether which two are multiplied first. Another example, the quantity 5 times 6 times 4 is equal to 5 times quantity of 6 times 4. So again, remember, if we have operations inside parentheses, you have to do this first. So we have parentheses of 5 times 6, that is 30, times 4 is equal to 120. On the other side, we have 6 times 4, that inside the parentheses, we have 5 times 24 is equal to 120 also. Quantity 4 times 2 is equal to 4 times quantity of 2 times 2. So again, remember, if we have operations inside parentheses, you have to do this first. So 4 times 2, that is inside the parentheses, we have 8 times 2 is equals to 16. The other side, we have 2 times 2 inside the parentheses, we have 4 times 4 is also we have 16. Note, subtraction and division are not associative.
Distributive property. When two numbers have been added or subtracted and then multiplied by a factor, the outcomes will be the same when each number is multiplied by the factor and the products are then added or subtracted. X, quantity of y plus z, is equals to x times y plus x times z. X, quantity of y minus z, is equal to x times y minus x times z.
Examples. Let's first solve what inside the parentheses. 2 plus 3 is 5. Then 5 times 6 is equal to 30. Then 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 6 times 3 is 18. So 12 plus 18 is 30 also. Another example. Let's first solve what inside the parentheses again. 6 minus 4 is 2. Then 6 times 2 is equal to 12. Then 6 times 6 is 36. Minus 6 times 4 is 24. So 36 minus 24 is 12 also.
Identity property. Additive identity property states that when any number is added to 0, it will give the same given number. 0 is called additive identity. Remember, when you add 0 to any real number, the order that you use doesn't matter, the result will be the same number. Multiplicative identity property states that the product of any number and 1 is the given number. 1 is multiplicative property.
Examples. Number 1. 14 plus 0 is equals to 14. Next, 14 plus 0 is equals to 14. 0 plus negative 24 is equals to negative 24. And negative 24 plus 0 is equals to negative 24. Remember, when you add 0 to any real number, the order that you use doesn't matter, the result will be the same number. Examples. 24 times 1 is equal to 24. Negative 42 times 1 is equals to negative 42. 43 times 1 is equals to 43. Negative 38 times 1 is equals to negative 38. 87 times 1 is equals to 87. 1 is the multiplicative identity.
Additive inverse states that the sum of any number and its additive inverse is 0. A positive number is the negative of that number, that is x plus quantity of negative x is equals to 0. And the additive inverse of a negative number is a positive of that number is negative x plus x is equals to 0. Multiplicative inverse property, if a is an integer, then a times 1 over a is equals to 1, and 1 over a times a is equals to 1 When you multiply any integer to its reciprocal, the result will always be equal to 1.
Examples: 12 plus negative 12 is equal to 0. Negative 65 plus 65 is equal to 0. 76 plus negative 76 is equal to 0. Negative 87 plus 87 is equal to 0. Last, 32 plus negative 32 is 0. Remember, adding integers to its opposite is always equal to 0. Examples: 7 times 1 over 7 is equal to 1. Negative 5 times 1 over negative 5 is equal to 1.
So don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and God bless.